Hey YouTube, this is New York Half-Ass Prepper here. I've been asked by a couple people to take a look at the solar array that I have installed on my house. This is a compact fluorescent light bulb lamp. Is the proper word for it. This is a PAR 38, and this goes in my fixture outside. Recently, the power company here, which is Central Hudson, they did some evil corporate shit, and they got bought out or merged with another evil company. And what that meant was higher electricity rates for all of their customers. And more or less, they just doubled everybody's rate overnight. So my answer to that was, I'm not just going to reach into my pocket and pay double the rates. So I did something about it. The first thing I did was I went all through my house and I replaced every single light bulb in my house with energy efficient lighting. Now this is an example of it. This is a compact fluorescent in here. There's a little ice cream cone fluorescent inside here. These ones, to be honest with you, they suck for outside. For inside the house, they're okay. The Home Depot has a lot of them. Lowe's, your mom and pop hardware store, I think, are selling them now. They have a good selection of ones that will go inside your house. The LED ones are better than these, but they are more expensive. But I have some of them, like this fixture here is LED, so they're having like shop lighting now that you can get with LEDs in them that are very energy efficient. And then the other thing I did was I installed a solar array. Now my system, I have grid power available here. I'm not a cabin in the middle of the woods, just a regular residential house. So grid power is available, and I went with a grid intertie system. And what that means is my system is tied into the power grid, and when I produce more electricity than I can use, my meter turns backwards and the power company has to pay me for that power. However, the power company is sneaky, corporate, so they pay me the wholesale rate, what the going rate is out there on the electricity market for the power that I produce, and the power that I have to buy from them at their published retail rate, which is more. So they're giving me less and I pay more for the power that comes in. It's just the way it works. But even with their stupid rules, I'm able to produce way more power than I can use over here. So I have in effect eliminated my electricity bill, and I'm going to show you all of that shit in this video here. Now this project is not for everybody. I used a company called they're called Hudson Solar, and I was able to take advantage of a couple of grants from the state and tax credits from the federal government to soften the blow of buying the system, because it is a lot of cash if you had to go to a solar place and buy all of this stuff. And even if you install it yourself, it's a lot of cash. It's a lot of labor to install it. You know, you're up on the roof and all of this nonsense. So I had a company come in and do it. And the companies are good because they take advantage of all of the grants and the programs that you can get in your state. New York State's is not as good. I understand Jersey, it's almost like no out-of-pocket expense when you sign with a solar contractor in Jersey. However, I think the market is flooded down there. I'm not sure what's going on with the market, but you got to check with the people in your state. Most states have an energy office, renewable energy office someplace in their state capital bureaucracy, and those are the people responsible for administering the grants. So I took advantage of 2 state grants and the federal tax credits, and I was able to install this system for, at the end of things, very little outlay in cash. I mean, I had to write a check to get the thing going, but you get most of it back between the tax credits and the grants. And the other... Okay, last thing that I want to mention is that this investment, it's an investment in this system, is going to pay me back 8 to 10% over the lifetime of the system. And a good salesperson from a solar company will show you a spreadsheet of how that works out, how it amortizes. But you're not going to get 8 to 10% in any bank or even on the stock market right now. So you'd be silly not to invest in a solar system for yourself and for your family. You're investing in your future, and you're hedging your bets against the power company raising their rates, which we know is going on. Obama's closing coal power plants, and electricity and all energy is only going to go up in the future. So solar is a very wise investment at this time. Alright, here's a look at the array on top of my house. And you can see they're just mounted flat on the roof. And there's actually two sections. The right-hand section was done first, and then they came back and installed the left-hand section. The whole array is pushing just over 14 kilowatts, which is way more than I could ever use. Well, not ever use, but way more than I use. And even I sized my generator. I have a diesel backup generator, and that's only 12.5 kilowatts, and that seems to run everything I need to run in the house. So here's a look at the roof array. Okay, here's the business end of the system here. This is a SunPower inverter, and what this does is it takes the DC power from the solar panels and it converts it to AC power, 240 volt AC power that you can use in your house or deliver back to the power company. Now this box is probably 2.5 feet by 2 feet, and sticks out of the wall about a foot probably. I have two of them from the size of my array. I have one here and I have another one over here. And then they put a couple of disconnect switches, and they put this panel is to combine the AC loads. Then they put a meter so I can keep track of how much my system produces even over its lifetime, and then there's a final disconnect switch for the AC side of things. So you got to give up some space in your garage, or in your utility area to make this system work. But the trade-off is no electric bill, or a very lower electric bill. Be more accurate. But anyway, it has this little digital display here, and it'll tell you how much the system is producing at the present time, how much it produced for the day, and how much it produced lifetime, and how many pounds of CO2 have been saved. And that just cycles through the display. Other than that, this thing is it's maintenance free. You don't have to touch it. Forget about it. I don't know if there's any kind of serviceable parts inside, but the lifetime of this inverter is probably 25 years. So that's what you get inside your garage. Here's the phone number if anybody's in the Hudson Valley and they're interested in this particular company. You can give them a call. But, so that's a look at the inside here. Alright, here's a look at my bill. Hopefully you guys can read this. Just so you guys know what you get yourself into. The power company, most of them, especially this one here, I have Central Hudson. I'm in the Hudson Valley, New York. They charge you a service charge just to have that electric meter on the side of your house, and to have an account, and to pay for the reps that have to bill you and all of that stuff. So for me, that's $24 a month. Central Hudson bills you every 2 months to save paper and all of that shit. So it's $48 on this bill. And then there's New York State and local taxes and surcharge. That's $1.08. There's sales tax. That's $1.84. And then there's they have a line item for the total electricity cost. So I used, if you could see right there, 0 kilowatt hours during this billing period. But even using 0 kilowatt hours, I have to pay them $50.80 84 cents. So I was able to produce enough electricity to burn through that $50.92, and I actually got a refund check back. This is the voucher for the check. Check is here, but it's got my name on it. And I got a $2.92 credit on this check from the power company. So even after all of their nonsense service charges, I was able to produce enough power and sell it back to them at the wholesale rate to come out ahead. So it makes it all worthwhile. And my net cost for electricity is 0 at this point. I'm actually making a slight amount of money. So that's how the billing part of it works. Okay, here's a shot of my meter. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and my meter is already running backwards. Now, this is a digital display, and it's a reversing register. And this is not a smart meter, but this smart meter has some electronics in it, so it has a radio actually, so they can read this from the street. They don't have to come up here and actually look at it. So it's not as dramatic as the old mechanical meters that actually turn backwards, but you can see on there 9109 kilowatt hours, and then the received button, or the received icon, is flashing. So that means that the meter and the power company is receiving power from my array. If I'm using power at night, it says delivered. So here it is. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning. The sun is pretty low in the sky still, and I'm already producing more power than I can use.